I know my destiny. I know my destiny.
YouTube audience, as we are going to be kicking off Split 1 with two very storied contenders over here. On one hand, we have True Rippers, the promising underdogs from Split 1 who showed us that they can make the gods bleed. They can make even the kings come down to their knees. But even after all they accomplished in Split 1, even after defying all odds and expectations, they fell short of the title. That's True Rippers for you. On the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, we have MLT Esports. They did not make it to the playoffs, but they almost were close enough to touching glory. Now that they find themselves in Split 2 again at the start of the group stage, they will look to rewrite history, look to do things differently so that their spot in the playoff is guaranteed. And this time they're going to go much higher.
just looking, laughing at each other. I mean, they're of the same country. They're of the same country, and they know that this is a fun affair. While you're walking out, you do something fun. You just don't care about the world right now. You just need to go sit on the PC and then try to rule the world. Here comes Wimp and DC rules and the experiment you were talking about, Crips. Let's see if that pays off or not, because as you said, we did not see these two guys playing together for the side of Team Medal in the previous split.
Yeah, I mean, at least JE, Kakarot and DC Rules were present in most of the matches. Actually, DC Rules skipped out on one or two, but we did not see Easy all that much. So that's definitely gonna be a very interesting thing to bring out. Plus, we don't see Tricky over here anymore.
What is this?
He was the star duelist of the team. He was the promised prodigy. Without their big gun, can MLT Esports bring it back? Can they start off the new split on a good note?
Oh, that's a big question. That's a big question here. Tricky not in the game, but the rest 5. This is a big experiment. I'd love to see who plays the duelist now. Who's gonna be the Jet main, or maybe the Reyna or the Phoenix main, because we've seen experiments from this team, and this is gonna be insane. No Tricky in the mix. You have the remaining 5 players, and let's see now who is the team that rules the game.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's the biggest question of the evening. The burning question that we are all seeking the answers to. Can MLT Esports make it to the playoffs in this Split 2? And the second biggest question is, can they do it without Tricky? He's been the big gun for the team, but minus all that firepower, what do MLT Esports have? They still have the big brain on Hacker, and they have the clutch machines inside of Easy. For those of you who might not know Easy all that well, and I don't really blame you for not knowing him because he was basically invisible in Split 1. He was one of the best clutch players in the country back when he was playing for many other teams in 2021. He was even in Godlike for a bit, so that tells you all you need to know. Secondly, True Rippers, they defied all expectations, right? So what do they bring to the map pool today? We know that one of the weakest maps, Icebox, is no longer in the map pool. So that leaves them quite a lot of options. They can pick up some very funny map, like let's say Lotus or maybe even Pearl for that matter.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see if they'll actually go for it. No, they lose out on Pearl, so I guess that's not going to happen.
Not at all. And Medal surprisingly selects Ascent. And now True Rippers is also comfortable. It's not like they struggle on this map. So this is going to be a battle for Medal to win it out. True Rippers though, they go and select this map of Lotus. And the other day, me and Shivansh were discussing this, that True Rippers is one of the teams that usually prefers attack-based maps. They're very comfortable on maps which usually favor attackers. With 3-sided maps, Haven, Lotus, even Pearl to an extent. With if you have an attacking form, that could be a map you really like, and that is what True Rippers usually go for. And the third map as Haven, I'd give this map veto to True Rippers entirely.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. I don't think anyone can claim Ascent for themselves. It's too neutral of a map for any team to lay their flag on. But you're right, Lotus, Haven, both of them being 3-sided maps, on paper should favor the attackers a lot more. And if that's the side that True Rippers prefers, then they have a massive advantage going into this map veto. But at least to start things off, we are on neutral ground. We start on Ascent. And I don't think there's going to be too many experiments when it comes to the lineup, especially in the Asian composition. The only question I want to see is what agent is picked up by DC Rules, and that happens to be the Jet. So he's going to be the star duelist for the team for the day. Although we haven't really seen him play Jet all that much previously. So it does kind of raise some question marks.
I do not entirely remember, but I did see DC Rules in the off-season playing Jet. And
Yeah, but off-season was so different.
exactly, it was. But then it means that he's not entirely new to the duelist role, to
Oh, yeah, I'm
Jet
sure.
as a specific agent. So I'd love to see some dashes. I'd love to see some brain dead dashes, I'd say, because those are the ones your opponents are
okay.
not expecting, and maybe you get a couple of frags that help you win some rounds. But hey, it should be a team game. These are very basic comps. You need to take control of mid heavily while you have this sort of a composition, and then try to split your attack through either A shot or B market onto the two different sides. Let's see how these teams go about that. True Rippers, they would be looking to start off on a positive note, maybe get what, 6 to 7 rounds in the first half.
Yeah, if they are able to do that, then I think the second half should be much easier for them. We've already established the True Rippers as the team that is functionally stronger on attacking side. So now that they start on defense, if they're able to muster up a big enough lead, the second half should be a cakewalk for them. But this is all just theory crafting, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put these theories into practice and see what they have for us. We have the very first game of Split 2 about to go live, ladies and gentlemen. True Rippers, the Promised Prodigies, taken on the Unfulfilled Destiny people, MLT Esports.
The read for now though, Team Metal, they're very far back right now, not contesting B main, but seems to be the site of their choice. The early knife from Kakarot yielded no information, so look at this stack from True Rippers. They're playing A side, they're contesting A side completely, and they'll play retake on B. And that's where the hit is. Metal will get a free side to their name. They only have to take care about this spam, and we should find ourselves in this 5v5 retake your cribs.
Yeah, a very anticlimactic start to this half. I really expected some fights right off the bat, especially with both the teams exchanging knives and recon dots, but here comes Kakarot. It's his time to shine.
Ooh.
A good dink onto Techno, but he will be instantly left behind.
Great shots, man. I thought the frenzy is always good for one, but here gets nothing. G suppressed. No more smokes for you. The paranoia pushed in with Kaizen, but he gets taken care of by Easy. The lane pressure is not on time. DC Ruto from Sez is able to pick off one. J is able to do the job on the first lane. And that's the round for Team Metal.
Oh, and a stylish finisher of the new bundle to start things off. They call it the Radiant Entertainment System, but honestly, when True Rippers are playing, every one of us is entertained. Although this was a bit of a questionable round for them. They started off on an A stack. Not the kind of thing that True Rippers are known to do on their pistols, you know? At least when they're on attacking sides, and if you've caught their game on Pearl previously, you know True Rippers to be the kind of team that will literally push into the enemy spawn when they're on pistol rounds. Stacking for them, that's very uncharacteristic.
I learned something from Split 1 maybe. Could be one of the reasons here. And so now both these jets are completely suppressed. DC rules. Just in terms of better weaponry, he's able to dish out a lot of damage out to Kaizen. And here really, True Rippers is looking for damage. I mean, the round, securing the round is too much of an ask. No upgraded pistols too, so you don't see Sheriffs. It's just classics all around it. Should be an easy medal round. The only thing they need to consider, make it flawless, so that you're able to carry these two rifles into the next round, which could really turn the game if you're able to win the next bonus round. That's the only thing that you should be concerned about right now, because although True Rippers, they do have the read in terms of utility, in terms of weaponry, they completely lack right now. But hey man, this knife, it's really pushing Team Metal to its extent.
Yeah, and because four people are detected over there, True Rippers would be wise to continue staying where they are. They do have a 4-stack 1A again. But now that Metal are heading towards the B side, the brunt will be on Wimp, and even though he's got his Cager util place, I don't think he's going to be able to stop all of them. Nanoswarm timed perfectly. Position revealed, but then again, the leak is in here. Paranoia misses him narrowly, but against the Vandal, I don't think he can do much. At least Techno's managed to catch Kakarot. So that's one Spectre available now for them. No, wait, it's not a Spectre, it's a rifle available. No, never mind. The rifle is still in safe hands. Easy cleaning thumbs up quite easily, no problem. As his name suggests, they will not be facing any resistance from True Rippers.
Good round coming in from Team Metal, and even the weapon that they lost was just a ghost. So there was no investment from Kakarot into this round. So Kakarot, he should easily be able to buy up in the round, and making it 3 rifles all over. So Team Metal, great econ management, great conversion of the second round too. Now let's see what they bring in the third round, because still now the gambles, or maybe the informational rotations that they've taken have proved to be correct. They hit B sides on both the challenges were taken from the side of Team Metal. But this is the round I'm looking forward to. Early mid rounding from Team True Rippers. They have 3 players trying to contest mid.
And True Rippers really heavy on stacks this game now, aren't they? An A stack on the first 2 rounds, and now it's a triple towards mid. A left relatively defenseless, only in the hands of Ryu, who's looking both towards tree as well as long. Although tree shouldn't really be a problem, at least not yet, because MLT Esports are still taking their sweet time. 40-something seconds have passed, and MLT Esports have nothing to show for it, which has been the flavor of the game throughout, you know? MLT Esports, they are known to be a team that takes their sweet time to execute, but this is too slow even by their own standards. I guess they're just trying to make sure that True Rippers won't get aggressively in their faces, because I don't blame them. True Rippers are known to be an aggro team. Them killing aggression right over here is making even Metal question their sanity.
Oh, that's an off angle. That's the off angle. And Kaizen! He was blind for the second shot. Just pre-aim.
30 seconds
Not that
left.
second, but somehow they still are able to enter. Wimp on an off angle A shot. The medal split just never came in this.
Last player standing.
Okay, DC Duel's caught napping. Fragment forces him out. And now it's left to G. And he's getting surrounded from every direction. So True Rippers are finally able to convert around. MLT Esports took their sweet time in this one, didn't they? DC Duel's really showing us what he's capable of. That was a promising entry. But Kaizen proved out to be the better jet over here.
That second shot, I still cannot comprehend. How was he able to adjust in such short time with a flash in his face? Man, that was just crazy. And True Rippers just on the back of that second frag are able to win the round, because if Kaizen falls, it's still a competitive round, because you have a 4v4 retake into the side. No one flushes in if Kaizen gets taken down that early. But that was a great call there from True Rippers, rotating their jet late towards that A side. But here, G is the first one to find a frag, and Kaizen was looking for a battle on A shot, gets taken down, and that activates DC rules. Does he expect another player? Of course they do. Medal. They're clearing each and every corner. They're expecting players on every point of the map, and they're clearing them out one by one.
And this is an easy plan for Metal as
planted.
well. The one round where True Rippers tried to turn up the heat, the one round where they tried to fight aggressively rather than holding back, they pay the price. Late contact into its B main, as well as a strong push towards mid, gives MLT Esports the B side control without any problems. They only lose Jay in the process, but he too has done his job before he died. An easy catches Hector once again. He's revealed with the recon, but it still isn't a problem. Wide swings Ryu and rips his head apart.
Oh, some support as well. Some supporters for Team Metal. That's great to see. And a good round from Team Metal. They sort of fixed the mistakes early on. they lost to basically Kaizen in the previous round. He was the first one to fall here. And then it was a simple round. Yes, Easy was spotted. He was being scanned. But at the end, the aim duel and the number of players alive were in the favor of Team Metal. And they're able to convert the round, forcing True Rippers to another eco. Yes, it still could be dangerous. But on the cards, should be a medal round.
I mean, the cards do have a way of betraying us. They're not exactly talent friendly.
Sometimes they do, yeah.
Hey, this seems like a clean A hit. There's not much that Kaizen will be able to do. His dash about to expire, so he can't afford to take any more risks. And the timing is just unfortunate. Moment he scopes out, Godlike is in his face. But then again, this was a round where True Rippers were not supposed to have much. Rico, at least Ollie was able to get something done with the one gun that's still online. Can he convert it any further? Even economic damage is gonna be fine for True Rippers, so let's see whether they can bring up the heat. No! Godvexy finds the timing, catches Techno with his pants down. And now it's all up to Ryu. His position's also been detected, so he might as well just regroup with them rather than trying to play separately. While doing so, they've given away Godvexy a lot of free reign. He doesn't hear anyone on wood, so he can relay information. The spike is half gone, and with it, the hopes of True Rippers as well. MLT Esports convert this, although it does come at a pricey cost. They lost 3 guns in the process. So yeah, True Rippers
And they
doing
did.
something to keep the economy humble.
Yeah, and I mean, if they're able to win the follow-up rounds, if they're able to win 2 consecutive rounds, Team True Rippers, they'll force Medal onto an eco. I mean, doing the sort of damage that they did in the previous round, necessary to keep a check on this attacking half. Because yes, Team Medal, they are also strong for now. But then again, True Rippers, once they start to attack, they'll also have that upper hand considering the double initiator lineup that they have. So it's completely normal here. Team Medal, they'll have to keep up with the momentum. But for now, they have to deal with some greater than Aizen! And if you don't use utility to push back the player, you'll be taken down just like that.
My ultimate is ready.
Speaking of utility, MLT Esports have just acquired the AWP, which gives them the lockdown as well. The moment I say that, the lockdown wielder is down on the ground. Techno with a very brave peek. That too, without too much utility. It was somewhat bored of him to go for a fight like that, but it's fine as long as they're able to get the kill. Null Command, now active. Can they get anything off of it though? They're not pushing in, and how will they? How will they when Kaizen's hitting every single shot?
I mean, the null command made no sense to me. Why was it even popped? There was...
Good question.
I mean, first of all, you
Careful.
couldn't enter because Jay did not have enough smokes. He couldn't smoke CD and market both at the same time. And then you pop the null command and then you try peek B main. I get that the timing was unfortunate there. But still did not, I mean, null command did not make any sense to me. Kakarot, I think
30
he just
seconds
popped it
left.
because he was feeling too pressured. And then again, the setup down mid. You have 3 players still standing. The alarm bot will give away the position and disrupt. Just looking on that angle as a hawk. Jay, as soon as he walks out, he'll be another casualty to Kaiser's operator, and he already has seen the gun barrel. Kaiser with a 3k in this round.
10
And
seconds
Medal,
left.
they did not even have a say in what to do.
Just makes it look so easy. Clean and simple. He did not even break a sweat in that process. And with that quad kill, he should have his ultimate online too. I mean, it was online since quite a while now, but he just chose not to pop it. Yeah, questionable decisions by MLT Esports in this round. The pace kind of flustered. I can understand why they would feel this way. Even Techno, when he swung out, he had no reason to. It's not like he's the kind of guy who can suppress their opponents with utility or force them back with flashes, but he just still kind of dry peeked. So even that caught AZ off guard. I guess they were hoping to use AZ's lockdown and then the null command would be popped, but then everything kind of went south when EZ died. That being said, both these teams have a barrage of ultimates online now. We should probably see a couple of them being used. But with lockdowns and Hunter's Furies available on both sides, both the Sovas and Killjoys will be in this awkward little trance of, no, you go first, no, you go first. Speaking of going first, the flashes are here. The aggression from MLT Esports finally paying off dividends.
DC Rules is able to get the first one, but do they know that there was a triple push out B main? Because
Yeah,
True Rippers is a little bit concerned that they might have leaked a player down mid and he could have wrapped around B. Although that's not the case. Kakarot slowly and steadily making their way up A shot, and that's a great spam. Wexy just had it in his back of the mind that there might be a player. Let's spam it, check it, and he gets a frag. This should be an instant save call from True Rippers.
Spike
No
planted.
way they're able to get this retake back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with the B aggression, when they saw so many of the metal players over there, True Rippers knew this was an A hit. They saw it coming a mile away, but they still couldn't adapt. And why would I blame them, especially when they're getting taken down like this? At least now with Kaizen's pick, they have an opening. Oh, and he strikes again!
Oh,
Disrupt
wait.
turns up the heat as well. Now things are looking promising. All of a sudden, the tables have turned and MLT Esports are on the back foot.
Remaining.
No way! Kaizen barraging through them, battling through all the heat, but Jay comes up with a triple of his own! No way he turns the table like that! My heart was on a roller coaster ride all throughout. With Kaizen popping off like this, I thought this retake had a chance. I was hopeful for them, but then Jay with the triple just
One enemy remaining.
ruins all that hope, all that Kaizen was able to do, went down the drain. His efforts yield no fruit.
Oh man, Metal. They had to get that round, that I do understand. But falling like that, DC Rules, no need to push shot like
Get
that.
out of my way.
And you just gave away those frags. True Rippers really made it close. But it is Metal who come out on top in that round on the back of JE. Good shot from the guy, and he's able to at least give them another round. Here, Kaizen is taking a big risk. Still sitting around the corner. The flash is good. And finally, he gets pushed off the angle. True Rippers, this early control, this early extremity control, it is helping them a lot. But then they need to strengthen the other side too. This time
Yeah.
you do have both the players playing side, so they've essentially just thrown up mid. There could be a player looking up all the way to their spawn through mid pizza. It is being watched for information by Disrupt, but that's about it. I mean, a shrouded step from JE could really eliminate the crossfire, but with that ultimate, there's a lot of information present for Ayu. The updraft does not spot Wave, and that's a very necessary first flag. The null command gets spot, but Ayu still inside. The Hunter's Fury from Techno for the support, and True Rippers, they should secure this third.
True Rippers fight back with heat. They fight back fire with fire and lasers as well. That was a very good ultimate popped by Ryu. He spotted so many players just ready to execute. As soon as the ult was cancelled, you could see that he was kind of displaced by the fragment, but he kind of held on to his own.
Remaining.
And especially with Techno using the Hunter's Fury, MLT Esports were just all over the place. They found the fragments and the splash connections, which gave them the first pick. But unfortunately, after that initial wave of momentum, they fell flat when the Blade Storm of DC Rules did not get them anything. Plus, Techno's Hunter's Fury was also very, very disruptive.
That made the whole difference for the first frag, but wait a minute, Wimp! He went on a killing spree right there. And Metal, yes, this was their eco, but Wimp gets closer and closer to his ultimate if it's not ready. That's the main condition, but I think Wimp's lockdown should still be available to use. And Metal, they tried to start up down B main this time. They wanted to counter aggression that was being thrown at them from the previous 2 rounds. This time, they face Wimp, who just takes 3 completely for free.
One enemy
Yeah, and that too,
remaining.
he stood over there like a hero. Like an absolute Chad. He refused to back down. And the same thing happens with the other 2 players as well. Techno and Casey playing one above the other. Double up on top. And that's not exactly a crossfire, but it's still very difficult to break open. But Wimp, my goodness, grew an extra pair of muscles and a beard, and you call him Giga Chad like that. Just staying over there in face of all the adversity, in face of all the Metal members peeking him. And it's not even like he was offered 1v1s. No, they double peeked him properly, but he just shoots them down. It's like shooting at fish in a barrel. He makes it look easy.
Won't be given a second chance, so I think. 2 Rippers
Yeah.
this time with the weapons. The Sheriffs did not do the job. I'm sorry, Metal with the weapons. The Sheriffs in the previous round did not do the job. Let's see if it chimes in this time around. Kakarot still trying to be sneaky around mid. There's just an alarm bot. And the dart was almost there. It did not connect. But the bot gets destroyed anyway. So Team Metal, they've forced the player from True Rippers to look at this mid region. I think Techno wants to just play contact here. The flash is perfect to push Wimp off the angle. But do they know about the second player? Techno, I don't think so they do. But the paranoia from Ryu, all the way from A shot, was a good one to stop this aggression from Team Metal down mid.
Yeah, exactly. You could also see that Techno heard the flash coming from a mile away, so he turned away. Even though Wimp was left flashed, Techno, he turned away at the right time. And just in case things didn't go wrong, you had that paranoia as well. So that was very impressive from True Rippers. Now MLT Esports have burned most of their utility. Kakarot has only 1 flash left, but DC Rules has all the util available. And now Wimp's going to be distracted.
30 seconds
That
left.
leaves Techno all by himself over here, but he is up for the task. No charges. Even Ryu comes back. That's the spike down. Time running out. With 20 seconds left, recovering the spike and planting it is a very tall task, but MLT Esports are going to try it regardless. They have to backtrack over here, straight into the waiting arms of Kaizen, and that's exactly
10
what True
seconds
Rippers were
left.
looking for. They were just looking for that one crucial kill, which would turn the tide, which would topple the domino effect.
Metal, they crumbled under the pressure. There were 15 seconds left, plus Jay had a
30
smoke there.
seconds left.
He could have just completely smoked the wrong angle off and should have been able to grab the spike back up. That was not the case, and True Rippers, they're able to snipe another round out of the hands of Team Metal. So the early rounds that were given away from True Rippers, they're being just demanded back here. They're just being fought back here, and True Rippers seem to be the better team. Smoke not being placed down deep mid. The operator shots connecting from Kaizen. Kaizen has been on a roll today. You can see him in every fight, and every fight he's involved in, he's at least good for one. Every other round we see him in the battle, and that operator is always good for one. And that's just exactly what you want. Shut down the pushes. True Rippers, they've done an amazing job. Down 4-1, they're back up 5-5.
Exactly, and True Rippers keep on changing the pace every now and then. We saw that in the first 3 rounds, MLT Esports got a good amount of comfort zone because True Rippers weren't exactly playing aggressively. So MLT got the place to set up all their executes and go in, get that early lead. But ever since then, True Rippers have been varying their pace. Sometimes they play aggro towards B main, sometimes they stack up mid. So True Rippers keep changing things up, and that forces MLT to stay on their feet to adapt very quickly. And now that they've used a tactical timeout when the time is nigh, maybe they can get the round back in their favor. They had a very good lead, but True Rippers have done a great job to recover it.
Another concern here. Another concern here that I have, Crepes. The lockdown has been available for a very long period of time now. Easy hasn't been using it. And cycling this ultimate is a very important thing. But the paper thin wall here, it did a lot of damage onto Easy. The Odin fought from Techno was not able to get it. Anyways though, I think Medal coming into this round, they're looking for damage. They do have a stinger on Easy, and that's the most powerful weapon that they have. The rest 3 players are just present here with Sheriffs. A lockdown being committed from Vim without any information. But why do you want it? The Recon just spotted one player, that is the Killjoy, down towards B-Man, and that is usually the case. You have the Killjoy from the attacking side present here to just stop lurks from happening. And True Rippers, they responded with a lockdown, and here comes a counter lockdown from Medal, and that's not spammable, I think. So True Rippers, they'll essentially have to give up the side.
And now they're starting to face the problems of using their own lockdown.
Left.
And both these teams have been holding on to their lockdown since quite some time. I guess one of the reasons why they were doing so is because both the Sovas had their Hunter's Fury as well. So, you know, both Sovas and the Killjoys had this awkward little face-off. You use it first, and you go for it. But now that no lockdown's available to break, Vexy is free to use his ult, which he uses to kill Techno. This should be a difference maker. There's not a lot of weapons available on Metal, so they're just hoping to break the crossfires. True Rippers with the paranoia leading from lane 1. Vexy peeks out of the smoke, hoping to catch someone off guard, but he fails in doing so. The timing not in his favor, and it's all up to Izzy. The man who made it look possible now has to make it all on his own, but the odds are so heavily stacked against him, he will crumble under the weight of massive responsibility.
I love the way Metal executed into the side, and they even got a frag on the back of it. But not playing those crossfires in sight is where they fell here. Because all those fights were offered individually to every pair of True Ripper, and when you have these low buy weapons, you really need to peek off of each other, which did not happen. All these players, they just were isolated either by a piece of utility or they wanted to go for that hero play and team medal. Yes, they got into the side, but then they invested 2 big ultimates, the Hunter's Fury and the Lockdown, to get in and to try and hold off your opponent, and still were not able to successfully do it. So even though it was an eco round, but it had a lot of investment from the side of Team Medal, which will hurt because they did not win the round.
Yeah, 2 big ultimates were used. And those ultimates were helpful too. It got them into the site, it got them kills and post plant too. But yet, no conversion. Firepower on True Ripper is just a bit too much to handle. And now they've even taken the lead. What was the scoreline in the first few rounds? Was it like 1-3 or something like that?
1-4.
1-4 actually, yes. Thank you so much. My memory is starting to fail me. Might have to get that checked. But True Rippers, they are checking every single thing off the list that is going to be a detriment to MLT Esports.
Medal, they really need an answer back here because 6-7 rounds. 6 rounds is what we expected from True Rippers that they've already got. And now coming into this round, you have an ultimate which according to me makes no sense in plays over here from the shadows until unless you just want to pick off a spike from the other part of the map. That's about it. But yeah, let's see True Rippers. How do they use their own from the shadows? Kaizen is very interested to take this fight with Operator down. the mid region, and Godlike peeks right into it. He was not expecting it because you had a player watching top mid.
Exactly.
But they lose a player. Godlike is out of the equation. No more reveals. Wind plays a brilliant game around here. Game of chickens, it seemed. He's able to take down G in that battle. And True Rippers. Yes, a player of them fall, but they find themselves in a 4v3 situation.
See that even Adi wanted to go for the same game of chicken once again, but this time there's no meat for him to chew on. DC rules though, he can chew on Disrupt's face, and he doubles up once again, this time taking Kaizen out of the picture. That's the danger man down, but he dashed right into the waiting arms of Aryu. And now he's left Kakarot on the 1v1. A single bullet should do the job, so Aryu has this in the bag. And he pre-fires the angle before Kakarot can even make a move. Good job by True Rippers. They were trailing 1-4, but now they are able to take the lead 7-5. That's a massive win streak right there.
Oh my god, 1-4. From 1-4 you go all the way up to 7-5. That's a great recovery from Team True Rippers. And they're showing that the reason for them to qualify for the playoffs in split number 1 is exactly this. The way they control the pace of the game after losing a few rounds, it's just amazing. As you correctly pointed out, Crips, earlier they were just stacking on size. They were hoping to catch players to call their plays beforehand. It did not work. Instant rotation, instant correction came in. They pushed in. They showed aggression towards either A main or B main. Worked out flawlessly. Worked out perfectly. And once that operator came online, Kaizen was just unstoppable.
Yeah, he was indeed unstoppable. Can MLT Esports put a halt to their winning spree, or is map number 1 going to fall into the hands of True Rippers? To find out, keep watching. We'll be back after this short break.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z, or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the second half. You guys are watching True Rippers versus MLT Esports. The first half was a very cool one. Metal started with a 1-4 lead, and then True Rippers mounted the comeback to win so many rounds in a row that they are the ones who have the lead now. Starting off with the pistol round on second half, True Rippers creep in towards tree. Most of their players, 4 of them, just walking in, and now they start to make noise. Use the fragment and the smoke towards the window region to cross into the site. And even though the nanoswarms deal a little bit of damage, it won't really stop them from planting the spike. But there is one lurker over here, Wimp. He's already been taken care of. MLT Esports don't have to worry about their back lines, but Kaizen's taken the front foot off.
Oh, that was a double face up top, but it did not pay off dividends here. True Rippers, they take 2 of their players down.
Player
And
standing.
now left with just 2. Godlike checks the angle on the perfect time. Are you good for 1? Not the second. Easy with the 3K. Is easily able to bag up a very important pistol round. This will help them equalize the scoreline and put a little bit of pressure on True Rippers.
Yeah, and I can't even blame Kaizen for playing that aggro angle. He had the backup with Techno as well. And True Rippers kind of needed to play a little aggressively, because if they stayed in the sites and they were hoping to get the crossfires working, it still wouldn't have worked because Metal with superior numbers would have overwhelmed them eventually. So they needed an equalizer, which they were hoping would be that aggression from Kaizen and Techno. But it didn't pan out as they were hoping to.
Placing alarm
They even
bomb.
had Wimp go on alert, but he was taken care of quite early on. So their post-plant position, which was relying on just playing passively, kind of fell apart and they were forced to play on Heaven. And we know how that turned out. Oh, wow. That's a fast pop. Ezzy, Kakarot, both of them taking a piece each.
Hey, good job. Good job by Team Metal. They need to keep it clean because look at the investments. Only Jay is playing on the Ghost. Seems to be the exact same thing Team Metal did in the previous round. Here they were not able to afford those rifles, the proper rifles, because Bulldog, I don't like this weapon at all. Always fails me in the competitive games.
Skill issue.
But yeah, I know and I agree. But hey, I still hate the weapon. I still
Understand.
Bulldog and Martial. These are the two weapons I don't know how to use. So that might just be me.
At
but
least
I
you're
don't like
honest
these weapons
about
at
it. At least you're honest about it. So that takes a lot of bravery, you know. I appreciate the honesty. I like it.
Hey, thank you.
One enemy remaining.
Oh,
But this round's done. It's Godlike with another frag. Easy with the ADS on the Bulldog and Metal. They secure a flawless round. Jay might be able to buy up a rifle. But hey, True Rippers, important round ahead.
yeah. And since we're being honest over here, I hate the Ares and the Odins. I hate the LMGs. I can't use them. I don't understand how everyone says that it's so easy to get kills with an Odin. You're not a real macho man for playing with that weapon. I'm like, bro, are you serious? I would much
My
rather
God.
kill with a classic than an Odin. But anyway, that's my skill issue. But now that we've got that out of the way, and both these teams have got the weapon discrepancies out of the way, let's begin with the buy round for True Rippers. They've got superior weaponry. There's only one Phantom available on JE, so that's the max that MLT Esports have to offer in terms of big guns. But their Bulldogs can still be very potent, especially when they're both double stacking towards mid. Kakarot and DC Rules peering down that region, not spotting anybody. At least the KJ Yodel is not available on the B side, so True Rippers won't have to face hallowed ground or go through all that sea of nanoswarms. But they will have to break this... okay, I can't exactly call this a crossfire now, can I? At least when Kakarot was playing that off angle towards Market, he had some backup that he could provide Godvexy. But now that he's not there anymore, it's just Godvexy on the side by himself. Meanwhile, you've got DC Rules playing
knife.
bold games.
Let's see, Rules, he'll be offered a pick here, but he's not able to take it. Ryu survives, and now the push has to come in. The utilities have already been dumped in. Godvexy gets a take, not the confirmation. It's just up to get the frag. Easy with the trade. Although Easy went a
30
little
seconds
bit
left.
over ambitious in that play. Kaizen checks him, puts him in his place, and True
Spike
Rippers,
planted.
they find themselves in a 4v3 post-plan situation.
G going crazy, but Wimp is there to mark his craziness down. He's the antiseptic, and he's the stabilizer now as well. It seems like this game has a pattern to it. You know? Every time it's MLT
standing.
Esports to start off on a good note, and then True Rippers mount a comeback. And now they're about to take the lead once again. But then again, this was supposed to be a bonus round for MLT Esports anyway, so it's expected they won't be able to get it. Although now that the weapon situation will be equalized, let's see what they have to offer. So far, the mid-aggression from Metal has not really
player
panned
standing.
out. That's partially because they didn't find anything to pick off over there. But what's going to happen when MLT Esports also start to pose resistance on mid while True Rippers is contesting? That will be a fun twist.
This operator. This is the player I was waiting for, and now I'd like to see True Rippers deal with this operator. Kaizen was very easily able to abuse this operator on defense. Let's see if DC Rules is up for the job or not. Because in attack, he was kind of hit and miss. We rarely saw DC Rules barging into the side, creating those openings. It was always either Kakarot or sometimes even Godvexy who was trying to get the first blood into the side. So haven't seen DC Rules being online this whole game till now. Let's see if the defense side is where he shines. Mid being completely left open by Team Metal, and they realize it. Team True Rippers, they realize it. They've already started to exploit it, and Easy has been given a little kiss on his head through the wood.
Yeah, but at least he was able to place that barrier in play into their faces. Just shuts the door ahead of True Rippers. And even though it's been broken, it kind of slows them down. So the massive pace that True Rippers was hoping to capitalize on is not going to be there. Now playing dangerously, he's
What
getting ahead of the smoke, and Wimp is able to deal with them all. Kakarot knew that True Rippers would disrespect his Molly, so he thought he might as well try to trade off for his fallen teammate. And he too ended up meeting his maker early on.
This
You
should be an
should
early
run.
save call. You have a lot invested into the round. You have an operator, you have that Odin. Even Easy has a rifle to save. And the lockdown being popped, this just shows that there is no more entering into the side when True Rippers is here. So good round orchestrated by True Rippers. They figured out that there was a setup down B main, although they did not have that information. But they kind of did, because they saw no one mid except the alarm bot, and they were playing the exact same setup while they were defending. So they sort of had an idea that there has to be a player B main since the turret was broken early on. So they instantly shifted towards the A side. It could have completely changed if either Jay or Kakarot were able to find that frag on to win. It could have entirely let them going for the retake or making it a 4v4 situation where they had a chance to get back into the side. But Win getting the double, Win stopping any aggression and then finally placing that lockdown. True Rippers, they had that insurance policy for them to win this particular round.
Yeah, they did. True Rippers took some bold decisions over there.
Placing sentry.
Okay, I won't call them bold, that's the wrong adjective to use, but they were quite smart. They could have continued going towards B-main, especially with the door broken. I think what they tried to do over there was avoid any oppers towards the defender spawn. That's where they expected the op to be, not towards B-main. They avoid going towards B and end up avoiding the op. That's a different story, but I don't think that's the philosophy they had over there. They were trying to avoid DC rules. And rightfully so, because he does look like a dangerous man. Oh, but Wimp was still bold enough. He was hoping to catch him in the process of retreating.
He had some support though from from Godlike over the road, and then they do spot it out. The only mission that they had going for A main was to collect that op for disrupt and have that null command online and available. This Killjoy has been playing on the B side for a very long period of time, although the setup is different this time around. So True Rippers, I think the thought process was that try and suppress the Killjoy, because wherever the Killjoy plays, the other team, the defense is a little bit thin. But they've not got the perfect read, although they've got the perfect utility. Kakarot, yes, he's good for one, but the player he took down will just be brought back up. Aizen and Techno are just controlling the damage done here, and the hero operator that was saved in the previous round yields no results at all, as DC Rules is the last one to survive in a 1v3 retake.
Yeah, and he was just being pushed back every single time. The first time he tried to play that aggro angle, there was a molly in his face. Vim tried to chase him back. And then there were flashes, so he was supposed to play from CT. Put some smokes in his face, he can't be of any use because he's been locked out of all the action. And while his teammates continue to fall all around him, the best that he can do is hope that someone offers him a fight. How will this operator yield any dividends when there is nobody to face it? And once again, in the process of retreating, he almost lost his life. So this pattern is turning into it's turning into quite a nefarious one, and somehow MLT Esports will have to find a solution for it.
At least they saved the op. That could be the silver lining in this round for Team MLT. At least they have this op to clear out, and the remainder of the players really cannot buy up in this round. And some banter as well.
That's
Let's go
weak
MLT
banter.
Esports.
Honestly,
I
after
love
what
it, though.
Revenant did, every banter seems like weak banter. So maybe
Reaching
my
that
spice
level.
tolerance, yeah, maybe my spice tolerance has increased.
I mean, reaching that level, first of all, I personally believe you need to at least win a tournament to do such sort of a banter. But hey, Team Revenant doing it for the very first time in our region, I'm all up for it. I'd love to see some more banter. I saw the final game between God's Reign and Team Orangutan, and we had a great meme. Hey, apes want bananas. So I love all these banters happening here. And yeah, man, Team Medal, they need to set their foot on the pedal. Otherwise, they might just lose this very first map, that to their own pick.
Yeah, this is their own map pick, so you gotta consider all that. Ascent? I don't know. This seems like a lost land to me. An imaginary place where people think they have power, where they think they have influence, but Ascent is a cruel mistress. It belongs to nobody.
Placing swarm
Least
grenade.
of all to MLT Esports.
Placing swarm grenade.
Killjoy setup has been consistently changing on the ace side, and finally it will probably help them out because MLT Esports, they are actually getting a chance to use that setup. Quite a lot of pace picked up by True Rippers on the ace side. Oh, and the nanoswarm activated over there. It means they can't hit the switch. Lockdown puts them in even more danger because now they're all trying to fall back towards A main, and they almost got picked off by TC Rules.
Oh, that's a four. It's a 4-man. Well,
Oh,
a
no.
4v5 retake here, but
He missed the
Kakarot-
ult.
Oh, but they have that alarm bot, so they should be aware about it after the alarm bot gets restored. Yes, they do. Third, but MLT, they've already got some frags inside. It's a 2v2. The Hunters fail to stop the defuse. Techno is able to get that frag, and now JE, the last man standing. He has some more seconds to his name. The bolt also, the dart also will take a few on the clock. Techno, the first one to swing. You don't get these 1v1s. Whip! Oh, he knew Jay Yatsu had to stake it down. And he swings at the perfect time, is able to secure the round. A close call here, but True Rippers, they somehow absorb all the pressure and come out on top.
Yeah, speaking of absorbing pressure, this was the moment which kind of set me on edge. You tried to teleport away into the ghost realm for just a moment, hoping that he will cancel his ultimate as soon as the lockdown popped. But he missed the timing by a second.
Time for a
And he got
field
detained, and
test.
I thought, yeah, that's it. He's done for.
Turn out.
Little did I know that he will still be able to get a kill and turn this round around. So yeah, that was quite a funny incident. MLT Esports will hate to lose the rounds like these, but they can't help but go aggressively once again. This time, at least DC Rules has some backup from top mid. Oh no, not again. Vimp and finding success on B main. Name a better combination.
Easy had to be the one to get the first frag so that the Stinger could really have been activated. That's not the case. The double setup towards the B main area falters out. No results,
Spike
no
planted.
frags whatsoever. MLT lose the side, MLT should lose the round here too. So True Rippers should be their game point from now on. MLT, they have to get
enemy
a
remaining.
5-app streak from here. Otherwise, that's the first defeat in the tournament for them.
Yeah, and Jay can do nothing but hope to steal a weapon. Yoink it away from True Rippers, maybe. If not, just give up his life to the spike so he doesn't get penalty. Oh, that's the first shot. That's the win we were looking for, but it gets instantly cut down. True Rippers now find themselves at map point. Good way to start the series. Good way to start Split 2.
That one an opponent's pick, that's even
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Even better. I mean, Ascent, yes, a little bit defensive-sided map, but then when you're playing composition which has double initiators, you really need to put up rounds while you're attacking. And MLT, they were able to put 5, but when it came to defense, after the pistol, they kind of fell short. The operator not chiming in, and that sit down of Tricky, not playing Tricky in the first map. That jet impact, I thought DC Rules would be able to fill it out considering he's playing the exact same agent that Tricky used to. Not at all, that hasn't been the case. And once again, the early fight B main gets lost. True Rippers, they have that opening. Yes, Godlike is good for one, but then the double phase. And this is the scale up we needed. Yes, the player fell down, Kaizen fell down looking the wrong way, but at least he was able to create some space. The null command here will help Kakarot to get a frag. But the spike is yet to be planted because JE still inside. He is cooking something. He gets one. Instantly TP's backside and cuts off the angle at the right time. The timing couldn't have been better. And JE,
Enemy remaining.
he has
No
put
way.
his team up for success just by being inside, just by denying some information, delaying the push a little bit. And Team MLT, they capitalize on it. Good round for them, but they need to replicate it 4 more times here.
Yeah, but I don't think this is the kind of down that you can replicate. This was a little void which MLT were able to fill partially because True Rippers lost their way into the site. That one smoke that's been put up by JE, it stops them from dropping into the site. It makes them hesitate. And the moment of hesitation just results in all the momentum of True Rippers scaling down where MLT can then pick up. Yes, JE's presence definitely was a big hindrance to True Rippers. But I think what mattered even more than JE being a nuisance over there was that his teammates came to back him up at the right time, and they stopped the rest of the True Rippers members from leaving the site and going elsewhere. So they're locked in there with JE, playing around the shadows, playing around that dark cover, and everyone else trying to trap them in. But then again, this is one of those rare rounds where True Rippers walk into a trap without triggering any alarms. Metal have to replicate the success again and again. And I don't think this is the way to go about it. It's not a sustainable way to scale up.
Exactly.
You can't afford to make, you can't afford to rely on these hero plays once more. But what you can rely are surprises, and the surprise this time is that Metal have changed up their KJ setup. Easy's playing on the B side, I think for the first time in this half.
Shutting them down.
So you have the lockdown to flush him off the side. So if you
Yeah.
plays the lockdown, should be an easy entry, and I think that is exactly what the players of True Rippers want to do. The turret gives a little bit of information, but it's not being destroyed, it's still being activated. True Rippers really don't need to care about their behinds right now. Easy has an angle from which he could spam, instantly gets mollied out. But True Rippers, they're also being scored from some utility that is being thrown from Team Metal. They don't have market smoke available too, so it's just the two jet smokes available. What? That's just a crazy shot, followed up by Hunter's Fury. If it is able to just get a frag onto IU, this round could still be very doable. True Rippers, yes, they do find themselves in the side, but all of these four players are stuck together.
Yeah, True Rippers now tucked deep into the site. Ready to say goodnight, ready to wrap up the round, but Easy starts things off. Whip looking towards Market, finds himself at the worst timing at the process of JE. And even the other guys are starting to pop off now. MLT Esports overwhelmed True Rippers finally. And that's how you scale up once again. That gap, which was exploited by DC Rules though, it was so good. An inch visible below the cloudburst, below that collapsing door. And he's able to pick off. He sees just a pixel of Azen. I don't even know if that was less than a pixel, but I think he just used the sixth sense to pre-fire that shot. Even if it wasn't a pre-fire, that would have been some of the best reflexes we've seen so far. So you know DC Rules is mechanically gifted. He's just not been able to capitalize on the opportunities that have been presented to him. But there's only 3 more opportunities left before True Rippers take this map for themselves.
Let's see, the Rowley knife is going to give a lot of information. You know this is an A piece when the jet and the KOs are suppressed. And Disrupt is ready with the null command too. If you want to escape here, you just cannot. Kakarot, then both of these players are stuck in the corner, and the pop flash will perfectly flush him out. Disrupt gets a double. DC Rules though is able to find one through the smoke. He's able to take Techno down, and he's almost catching Kakarot while transitioning down. But Disrupt, he turns, gets a frag. Godlike available with the trade, but now finds himself in a 1v3. Does not know the location of any of these players. As soon as he peeks out Evan, gets his head taken care of, and True Rippers, they get the map number 1 in their bag.
Clean way for True Rippers to start this game. They started on the back foot. MLT Esports had the lead at first, but then True Rippers did make it look easy. They not only took the lead, but also were able to convert some rounds which I thought they had no business winning. So True Rippers really off to a good start. It was a bit shaky towards the mid game, but they made MLT Esports look like chumps on their own map pick. And now heading into map number 2, heading into Lotus, True Rippers have a massive advantage. Can they finish off the series 2-0, or do MLT Esports have some life left in them?
It's a 2-0. That's what I feel. That's what I feel, Chris. It's a 2-0 because the way that they've been playing, man, True Rippers, it's not just a single game, right? They've played Split 1. We've seen how good they are. And now coming on a map which essentially favors attackers. That's a map of Lotus. I don't see a way Team Metal has a way to get back into this. Lotus, I don't think so, hasn't been a choice of map for them as well in the previous split. I'd have to check my facts here, but I don't think so they're comfortable. But hey, let's see Team Metal. They really need to win the game, win the map number 2 to stay afloat in the series.
Yep, and we'll be back with map number 2 after a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
I know my destiny. I know my destiny.
Or not. And with that being said, I would like to once again welcome our lovely YouTube audience to the show. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a stream going on Loco as well, where you will also find the Hindi stream too. Our friends are casting over there as well. And on the Loco stream, you also get to see all the spice in between the analyst segments. You get to see all the banter between the teams. You also get to see a lot of cool storylines being talked about. So I would implore you to explore Loco streams as well. Although, if you stick to YouTube, I wouldn't exactly blame you, because now that the action has begun, both these teams are gonna be taking each other on Lotus. A map which so far has no one stable meta pick, no stable composition, but the compositions that both these teams have picked up also seem very within the frames of reality. Nothing out of the box, nothing out of the ordinary so far.
Oh, that's correct. And I mean, this is a very heartbreaking thing for me to see both the Omens here. I don't like Omens at all on this map. That too, just being the only controller available. But hey, let's see how the teams make it work. True Rippers, an early A piece on the site. They're not being met with a lot of resistance. There's just a smoke in their face, and it's easy. You just playing up above A tower. You just try to get any maybe spam kills or maybe try and play off of his utility. But that's about it. So Metal, they'll play this 5v5 retake, and it's a 4-man flank. Easy, takes care of the first one. Techno goes down, but Wimp is able to clear him off. Now Metal, they find themselves in a little bit of a trouble, but the half shield on Ayu helps him, the half shield on Jay helps him survive that onslaught. The one-shot kill did not happen with the ghost. Now Kakarot playing in the smoke. Aryu rules, they trade frags, but it's Aryu who still gets another one onto Kakarot. It's rules left all alone. Disrupt, still healthy. Aryu with just 20 HP left. He gets taken down. DC rules in a 1v1. Does not have that information. Needs to stick the spike now. Gets it to half. Gets back up, but it's Disrupt to land that headshot and give that first and the very, very important pistol round to the side of Team True Rippers. A good execute by them in this side. They figured out no early backstab. They got to know that the A side is completely empty. There was just a piece of utility there. And then Kaizen getting that headshot, and then the frag onto God Vexy was a very important blow there. The side of Team Metal had dealt upon themselves, and Metal, they dropped the first round. Then it's all good since it is an attacking map, so you expect True Rippers to pose a big number here in the first half. But let's see how much Team Metal can contain them. Right now, Team Metal, they're expecting a B piece here. That to being very aggressive. That Team True Rippers is. They are holding just on their spawn. Not over aggressing. It's a 5-man spawn push. It's a 5-man spawn hold onto the B side. And True Rippers for now just paying their due diligence, paying their due respect to the smoke that there was. Oh, they just did not want to encounter a shorty in any corner. So they do make some noise. They do throw some spams out A main. The turret though is still active for easy. So essentially they have that information. No one is on the side. The C side is completely open for business, and that is exactly where the side of Team True Rippers is headed to. They'll get that plant, no problems whatsoever. Should be maybe a 5-man spike detonation for Team Metal, because getting this retake back, just letting your opponents farm orbs onto you shouldn't be a thing you should go for. So just try and die to the spike here, and that is exactly I think what Team Metal is doing, sticking together as a team. So even if a player from True Rippers tries to push out, tries to take them down, there is a possibility of a trade, because these weaker weapons are better together. But that's not the case. Team Metal not letting True Rippers farm those orbs in terms of player eliminations. They'll all go down to the spike and then hopefully get better weapons and a better result into the following round. Because still now True Rippers, they have got the reads. They have been able to get themselves the free empty sites to plant on. The only retake that they had to deal with was in the very first round. That did not essentially happen because some great shots were hit from all of these players. True Rippers, they find themselves at a good lead, 2-0, and they do also have rifles. But here the most common thing to do is to just push the B side. That's what you can expect here, being Team Metal, because with the weaker weapon you have Spectres, you have a couple of Spectres, but yeah, you do also have 3 rifles to play with. So True Rippers, their economy management is just great. They help themselves to set themselves up for the bonus round, and DC rules this time, finally getting that first operator kill. This time not in the 20th round, but the very 3rd round of the game.
Okay, that was that line sounded a lot worse than I thought it would. But hey, sometimes the truth is difficult to handle. And this time, DC rules is a bit difficult to handle. Jason, I don't blame him for going into his deck out. He didn't expect AC to be holding that region once more. But now, on the back of this cover, he can actually start pushing inside. Techno waiting for the flash on the other hand, and he's able to catch DC rules off guard. So while MLT Esports are taking Jag out control and getting in from the back of side, True Rippers have pushed deeper in towards the spawn side. And that leaves Godlike all on his lonesome. He knows exactly where Techno is, but he doesn't know where Ryu could be. With the C's being thrown, maybe he has an idea, but there's still quite a strong crossfire, and Techno's on fire.
Heal up, squad.
How do Team True Rippers win this round? It was a 5v3 retake, and as soon as you have this sort of a number advantage, you just blast into side, try to take those trades. True Rippers were given an opportunity to get their recyclable utility back, and that is where everything felt, I feel. Techno, that flash that he had after the 30 seconds of popping the first one out, he gets that frag onto DC rule, and that is exactly where the round snowballed. Oh my god, Metal, they had to be quick on that retake after the numbers advantage, and then not. And Kaizen had that tingling, gets the frag, a huge paranoia from JE.
Down A.
And Team Metal, they contest A rubble, and they just turn Team True Rippers into rubble here.
Yeah, they're falling like flies over here. Unless Wimp can pull off the impossible. He's done it before, and he's capable of doing it once more. He finds all 3 of them. And I think he has a fair idea of where Easy could be, so he's gonna highway towards the A site. No, actually, I'm wrong. He goes in for the face once more. And this time, Easy stands up to the challenge.
Oh my god, Team Metal. They almost lost the round, which should have been easily theirs. This paranoia is just huge. Just huge. All 3 players blinded. All of them taken down. But wait, what an effort from my guy. He got 3 from a position he should have got none. And yes, he was favored into that fight considering there was just the sheriff on the other side. But that headshot landed. That headshot did land, and Team Medal are able to convert around on the back of it.
Yeah, but now we've seen Wimp pull off these triple kills a bit too often. This is gonna start ringing alarm bells in the Medal Esports camp. Hey, but at least this time Vimp's figured out where the opper is, so he's gonna avoid DC rules like the plague. And they highway into its VA site where there's only one defender. And it's easy. His nanoswarm setup delays them only for a split second before they overwhelm the site eventually. And look at the setup from Wimp this time. It is to prevent any backstabbers, so True Rippers are firmly planted on this site. Not just the spike, but also this re-aggression. It goes huge! The Rolling Thunder enables them to get a couple kills, but Jay stops them from overextending, and maybe this could be a silver lining.
Oh, the Rolling Thunder invested too. RU is able to get that trade onto Jay. DC was now with the blade. Oh, we saw all of it!
Bam.
Had 3 remaining in the chamber, we saw all of the blades, and now it's all left to the remaining 2 players, Godlike and Kakarot.
One enemy
Are you
remaining.
playing ring around the
Player
roses? Fights
standing.
Kakarot with the classic, but Godlike is there with the trade. OM again the time game. Godlike has no information. He times his peak perfectly, and True Rippers showing the perfect way to play Lotus.
Yeah, and this is not the most common way to play Lotus, you know. It's very unorthodox for a team to have a nice control over the site in a 5v5 retake situation. You would expect that the Rolling Thunder would be used as a last resort means to acquire power once again. But nope. Without being provoked, without being triggered, True Rippers let it rip. They let the big earthquake out, and they push Metal Esports to the brink of defeat. Going all the way towards defender's spawn in order to push that aggression level up. And that's how you push the front lines. But this time True Rippers are going for a different approach. They have Wimp creeping up towards C lobby, but the rest of them are falling back after showing a lot of presence towards A main. JE can probably see them go past. And if they don't check him, if he plays his cards right, he can get a lot of free kills over here.
No turret or alarm bot to give away his position too.
Yeah.
So timing is everything here. Timing is literally everything. Although Techno, he is still watching for any sort of lurks happening here, and he might try to go for one, and he checks the angle. That's just great presence of mind. Medal. They try to make a play here happen, but True Rippers are just one step ahead. You said that they should be done by Team Medal, but seems to be True Rippers. They just have a read on every play that Team Medal wants to make here.
Spike planted.
And they're known to have those reads, you know. Metal Esports is gonna have to pick up the pace. And maybe
One
even the
enemy
pieces
remaining.
if things start falling like these. Yeah, I mean, Kaizen's just doing Kaizen things. Not even worth hyping up. It's an average triple kill from Kaizen. We've seen this so many times now. Plus, this is the kind of round where everyone had their hearts on edge because JE got dangerously close to success. His shoulder was spotted and his head was taken off. But you gotta admit, that was as close as Metal Esports have gotten to True Rippers. And now that you see a 4-stack from Metal once again towards a site, one might expect them to go out for an all-out brawl right off the bat. Oh, this is a battle of utilities. Fault line dodged by Diziru. He's hoping to get rubble control, but he gets overwhelmed instantly.
No, Jay!
The Omen TPing on top doesn't really do much. Jay gets only one. Godvexy trying to escape, breaks the door and gets into safety. But it's still a 4v3 and True Rippers have the edge.
The last time, all these frags went the way of Metal, and that's how they won the round. Here, they're not able to hit those shots. Jay at least had to get one there. The player was not even looking at him, are you? He just flicked on his head. Metal, a good, I'd say, initiative taken by them to fight for a rubble. But then they pivot, True Rippers, they pivot towards this B side and find it empty. Yeah, I mean, they did get one frag, but the player was caught in a very awkward angle. Being pressured from B main, being pressured from B lane. Wimp though, Easy though, just got Techno looking the other way around and drops the lockdown too. But Spike is already down. True Rippers, they need to respect this. They do have a nano swarm on the bomb, which needs to be activated, but it does not. And they should get it to halfway. Kakarot, a great position to be in, and gets the frag too. The remaining 2 players are detained. Medal, even after the adversities in the early round, They're able to convert it on the back of the lockdown.
Yeah, that was a brilliant lockdown. It was just so well constructed because there's no util to break it, no aftershocks available. All the molly abilities have been used up already. Plus, the nano swarm that was on the spike gets broken, so the lockdown is played to perfection. Not only do they get to stick the bomb to half defuse, but at the same time, 2 players got detained, which basically puts Medal in the driving seat once more. And this is after that driving seat was usurped from them at the very start of the round in that early A-main brawl. That paranoia, huge once again. Jay's able to catch one more on the retrention, but Aryu can't escape. The Seize keeps him there in place and Jay doubles up.
Again, that early brawl, and this time, Medal hitting their shots, getting Aryu and Kaizen off in the very early stages of the round, and Kakarot even gets wimped. No Aryu available, no smokes available, and in a map this big, you really cannot execute without smokes. So True Rippers, a better decision would be to save these weapons that you have for Techno and Disrupt. But considering the money you have, you still can give it a go. Although you need a pick before that. You cannot hope to get comfortable in a 2v5 situation post that having no ultimates to work with. Yes, if Techno is able to put the bomb down, he'll have those Seekers available, but they really won't matter in a 5v2 retake. And look at this, Medal, they're slowly and steadily just engulfing the remaining 2 players of Team True Rippers. They exactly know where they are.
30 seconds left.
This time, the only thing he can do is get a frag onto Jay. Maybe even Kakarot. Okay, Kakarot the first one to fall, but DC rules present with the trade, and it's all down to Techno, who would just be a spectator for the rest of the 30 seconds as Team Medal, they get themselves the 3rd round.
Yeah, and every time Metal try to fight for a main control, they get a lot for themselves. Especially Jay being this aggressive. He's basically cosplaying as a duelist right now, even though he's supposed to be the controller. The paranoia is so devastating. We saw it previously as well, where he caught 3 people and sprayed down 2. This time he's able to get a double once again. You add the Seize to that, and it makes his job easier because then everyone has their sensors of sound cut away, their HP shaved, and they can't even escape. So this is quite a good place that MLT Esports are scaling up. That aggression towards A main has been wonderful so far. What do True Rippers do in order to respond? Every time True Rippers have spread out and played slowly, they have found success, so that counter is a possibility. Although, True Rippers haven't really shown us something super aggro yet. Whenever there's a brawl towards the A main side, both the teams hit each other with all ferocity that they've got. Everything that's in the tank is thrown out. Everything that's in the back rooms is also brought towards the front. But what's going to happen when True Rippers start dropping the pace, when they start playing passively all of a sudden? What's going to happen when they bait out all this aggro utility from Medal, leave them hanging high and dry, and then pick up the aggression towards the tail end of the round where Medal don't have much left? That pace variation is something we haven't seen from True Rippers, at least yet. But with 8 rounds already behind us, maybe this is the time True Rippers start playing with their minds.
Exactly, because True Rippers, most of their agents have cyclable utility. So they'll have it after using it in maybe 35 to 40 seconds, depending upon the agent you have. But on the other hand, Team Medal, every time they fight trouble, they use their paranoia, they use their prowlers, which really cannot be brought back into the round. But look at this, Kaizen finds nothing on side, dives right into the spawn, throws the fuse, but now the position of Izzy is given away. The pain chills will force him off the angle, but he still survives at this late lurk from Wimp. Not noted, could really spoil the game for Team Medal. The Nightfall gets invested, but you don't check the back. Wimp, he should get that sack, finally does, but no one's turning back. Wimp, he should have got multiple, but True Rippers, they're containing this retake down heaven. Easy is able to get one. Finally, the flanking players also arrive, and Easy gets the second one to disrupt. Not being expected in pit, gets a frag. It's all down to Jay and DC Rules were the lurk players.
Oh, Jay burns alive. DC Rules has nothing left to say for himself. He can't even escape that. Oh no, he almost did. He almost got away. But you have to give credit where it's due. Two Rippers really adjusting well. First, they had Wimp on the lurk. Yes, he struggled to get the frag, but with the Rolling Thunder making life easy for him, he was able to get that frag onto the KO. Not only that, it kind of stopped Metal Esports in their tracks because Metal threw out their Nightfall and they were hoping they would be able to roll off on it. But what's to stop them from rolling out? A massive Rolling Thunder by the hands of Disrupt. Plus, we saw that Metal Esports were on the backstab. Two of the players were coming in from behind. What did Ryu do to counter that?
Great.
He used his own ultimate to circle them around. And now the lurker becomes the hunted. Good aggression this time from Metal Esports. It could have resulted in a good kill, but DC Rules just got very unlucky over there. Unable to escape.
Oh, into the side here, Wame gets it up into two Rippers. They're just ripping things apart right now. They have the read every time. I'll not even say the read. That's a very basic fault line and a flash by Techno used out C mount, on which Kaizen just satcheled in. And as soon as they saw DC Rules trying to escape, they saw the cloud burst. That was just a random spam inside the smoke from Kaizen. That is literally a basic setup that you have when there are two initiators like these on the map. You deny any sort of early C-mount control for the defenders. And Team Metal, it seemed that it was very new for them. Like they did not do their homework, or maybe they haven't seen any other tournaments happening. Because this is a very basic set play that teams use when they have Breach and Sky, or maybe even sometimes Breach and Fade. The eye reveal out C mount is a very common play. They did not account for the stun and the flash. DC Rule gets taken out of the equation. Easy was trying to hold one side, had to rotate very quickly, and everything just fell apart for Team Metal Esports in that round. They did not even have an idea what was happening, and True Rippers, they just continued their chaos. They just continued their early round momentum that they had and converted into a round win.
Yeah, and you can see that True Rippers are hinging on the same philosophies. Meanwhile, Metal Esports are trying to pivot to different parts of the map. The A aggression from Metal Esports was working out for them, but eventually True Rippers found a solution to it. So then Metal Esports tried to bring the heat and they tried to play aggressively towards a different avenue, and that is towards C-mount. Not realizing that True Rippers also have ways to fight back over there. Plus, with C-mount, the max that you can do is hit the C side. Even if you try to hit B, you'll have to make those doors rotate, which give away a massive audio cue. A lobby seems to be a very important place to contest for all defenders, because naturally, having control of A lobby gives the attackers not only access to A side, but if you break the door, you can also pivot to B very easily. Plus, the availability of the stairs over there make it always a constant threat that maybe someone is lurking around the corner. So that's why Metal Esports were justified to play aggressively towards A, and it was working for them as well, you know. The set piece utility that they were throwing, the C's from Godlike C followed by JE's Paranoia, that was quite impactful. It just doesn't hit the same way on the C aggro. This time the util that Metal Esports used are slightly different, and that is to make them push deeper inside. They think, yeah, A-long aggression's working for us, so why don't we just double down on it? We don't just take rubble control, but push literally in towards spawn. And True Rippers are falling back. True Rippers have no intention of dying to a util dump like this, so they hold on to their horses.
But look at this, who came out on top? It's Team True Rippers. They did not take even a single bit of damage, and they'll be able to regain control because of the counter utility they have. Techno has a Trailblazer. Yeah. You even have the Shrouded Step for Ryu to cut off some angles. Here comes the first piece of utility, just completely clearing out rubble, the flash, the stun. They literally have everything to clear these angles back off.
Exactly. True Rippers
and
only
Metal...
Sorry to cut you off. True Rippers only needed to use the fault line and one Paranoia. That's all that they needed. Meanwhile, Metal Esports has thrown everything except the kitchen sink at True Rippers and found nothing to show for it.
No utility for God Bexy. No more utility for Kakarot except for that knife that was recyclable, and Bexy might have the die.
30 seconds
but at
left.
what cost? Now you're playing without information for the rest of the round for a very long period of time. And now these last 26 seconds, Kaizen gives it away. He just pushes off spawn without anything, without any utility. Yes, the lockdown's there to push off the player in that angle, But now Medal, I'd say they have themselves at an advantageous position in terms of the manpower. Let's see though, it's gonna be a very big hold. He does not even get one. And Easy takes care of Aryu in that angle. Techno trying to stand tall, but just gets two. There's another Nano Swarm available on the bomb, and Kakarot is left with just 5 HP. So this is still very doable for him. A spam.
Wow.
It just comes in from Ezzy. The spam comes in from Ezzy and Team Medal. That timeout did do something, and they're able to get around for themselves.
I don't know, man. That
Last
spam really
round before the
just
switch.
kind of is a bummer for him because he did nothing. He did not even make a. So Easy had really nothing to shoot him off of. It's just instinct. It is a bit disappointing to see them battle through that
player standing.
B-link area like that. Techno did really well to spray them down. But even after that util dump is avoided by True Rippers, even after they escape the death ball attack from Metal, they can't turn the round. And that's partially because Kaizen gave away his life, making it an instant 4v5, but that's not the only piece of domino that was in trouble. Oh, look at this. Once again, Kaizen pushing the limits, pushing the envelope, going into his own teammate's smoke. This pushes AZ back.
Planted.
He has no intention of fighting aggro. The Seekers popped should give away the fact that Metal Esports are on the backstab, but it's still a 5v5 unless these guys fight each other right here. Oh, and they turn the tides.
This time though with utility. So that's where you draw the line here for Team True Rippers. They do it with utility, they find success. They don't, they're losing players one by one. Here they have the correct read on what is happening. The remaining 3 players are on flank. They take care of 2. It's all down to DC rules. He has to be the one to do something. Everything will be denied by Kaizen and True Rippers. A very good half. But hey, this 8-4 curse is something new that has literally haunted God's reign in Split 1.
8-4 curse.
The complete grand finals was a 8-4 game for every team. So, I mean, this is something that has been happening in Split 1.
Understand. Okay, so maybe I need to get back in touch with what the Gen Z is saying these days. I thought the 9-3 curse was a thing that we all knew about. That 8-4 curse, okay. I guess that's a very local thing. I guess that's very specific to our tournament, to VCSA. The 8-4 curse is not something you see everywhere. The 9-3 curse is something we always speak about. But hey, I'm not superstitious by even the slightest measure, so I don't care about curses. I believe in only blessings. This tournament has been a blessing, and we'll get to see more of it on the other side of this break, so don't go anywhere.
Can't for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly through it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Can't for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Everybody likes gold medals, everybody wants to come first, but unfortunately Metal Esports are trailing by a massive margin. True Rippers are in the driving seat and they are in an 8-4 lead. Can Metal Esports mount this comeback, or will they lose the opening game of Split 2 group stage? We'll find out soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are watching NODWIN Valorant Challenges South Asia. It's the opening game of Split 2 between True Rippers and Metal. And right off the bat, True Rippers creep towards C. It's a triple stack. This is very different from what Metal Esports were doing on their defense. They were playing very aggro towards the A side, but It seems like True Rippers have different ideas, and they're not even making an attempt to peek out towards a lobby. They're just doing their shoulder peeks. Are you? With the frenzy and a one-way of sorts. Gets backup of Techno at the right time. But now the rotations from True Rippers have arrived, and this is a very problematic situation.
Strike down A.
It's a
Last
very
player
awkward situation for
standing.
Techno inside. He was the first one to take contact and somehow survive for a very long period of time. All the fights happened around him, and it's all down to Kaizen. And this is a very doable round. 9 HP for Jay, but he just goes into a double peak, swings out wide, and Kakarot takes his head off. Medal winning a very, very important pistol round.
Yeah, that round was necessary. At least with this, they can bring the scoreline to 8-6. That is, assuming True Rippers don't go for a 4-5. They mostly don't. They are a stable team that way. But the crunch that True Rippers attempted was, I think, a bit too premature.
It was. But now, I mean, if you look at the scoreline, it's 5-8. Medal should, in theory, win the round. But I do see two different weapons. I do see Kaizen with a Sheriff, Techno with a Shorty, but
Nice.
DC rules. That was a great flick. Is he ready for the second one though? He had the dash, instantly escapes and calls for backup. Easy is there. He will make sure no more heroics are being thrown in from the side of Team True Rippers. And to rotate quickly, they do use the doors. So Godlike needs to be very careful. The remaining players of Team Medal also need to be very careful because there's a Shorty around the corner. Gets flashed. Hey, what?
Last player
Techno, what was
standing.
that? Halfway. The flash went halfway and then he shoots, gets a frag. It's only one, so no problems whatsoever. But hey, check him PC. Somehow he just got that frag.
It's just shorty things, man. It's just shorty things. You can't really explain that. There's no logic in situations like that. Only magic comes into picture. But speaking of magic, maybe Aryu has a couple of tricks up his sleeve. Maybe Godvexy will be the annoying kid who always ruins the tricks of the magician. At least that's what I used to do when I was called upon the stage. But MLT Esports find a way to stabilize themselves. 8-6 on the cards, and now they will be facing the big guns. Are they ready to face the music?
They do have some supporters here to cheer them up. And they really need those chants here. They're down one map. They're down 2 rounds overall. But this map of Lotus is attacking, so you need to keep that in mind. And Medal, let's see how do they abuse these 3 different sites. True Rippers though, this time with the full buy. Kaizen is the only one playing on the half shield. Jay throws in that fake shrouded step, just letting team True Rippers use a little bit more utility. But Ayu spots the player down, has the paranoia to work with too. So as soon as a push is attempted, Ayu is ready with the flash and he has some support from B-Link too.
Right there. Yeah.
This is not the side you would want to hit if you're Team Medal. They instantly use the rotating doors, gets one of the players off of the B side. And let's see Team Medal, they're poking and prodding, waiting for a
destroyed.
response from the side of Team True
Bring them
Rippers.
down.
But True Rippers, look at that, they're so disciplined and it's only because they've left Kaizen out A main. So they know
Exactly.
that they don't have to focus out A main. They have that information down B because it is being locked out by 2 different players and you have the Killjoy utility available on the C side.
Exactly.
And
That,
the
that's what I wanted to point out.
and the Killjoy is playing anti-suppression, so that utility will buy a lot of time. And True Rippers, let's see how do they defend the C side.
Oh, and now everyone starts to flood inside. Can Wimp control the dam? Can he be the one to throw up their
gets the
pushes
headshot.
in? Lovely pushes and shots from him so far. Even
seconds
Disrupt is able to get one. And MLT Esports have bled out quite
Last
a lot
player
in order to just
standing.
get to the site, but they still haven't been able to plant that spike. They lose all their members in the process of just getting inside, and the flash, even though dodged, doesn't help Kakarot stay alive for longer. And I love how you pointed out that the Killjoy is playing anti-suppression and she didn't pop any of her util. As soon as the turret was broken down, True Rippers placed a smoke over there. Aryu placed one of his dark covers to hold him at bay. They knew for a fact that this is not a final push from MLT Esports, so they held on to the KJ utility. They saved it for a more crucial push, which knew would eventually come later on. And because they can recognize that MLT Esports are just poking and prodding instead of trying to fully commit, True Rippers also don't commit too many of their detrimental utility at the start. They only delay MLT Esports. They don't actually try to corner them. And only when the time is nigh and Metal Esports are going into the final push, they press the attack. This time, once again, Metal Esports trying a similar philosophy, except this time they're not putting too much pressure on the C side. They showed a little presence on A, fell back after they realized that RU was playing aggro, and now RU repositions towards B. But again, after all that is said and done, Metal Esports are yet to make any noise towards either of these sides,
You
so they
should
can
run.
hold on to B as much as they want. They can use this lockdown and hopefully draw rotation. But will they be able to commit? The spike isn't anywhere close.
Bomb buff down.
And even
Once
True Rippers are
again.
still holding on to their defaults. Yes, there's no KJ util on C, so it might make things easier, but Metal aren't going towards the C side. They're still undecided about their approach.
They do want to come back B because they've got some space here. But the frags, they finally flush in. Kaizen gets one, but the trades are there. Disrupt with another frag, throws the aftershock,
30
delaying the
seconds
push. Ayu, a very important fight and he wins it out.
Player
Yes, Rhodes is
standing.
there with the trade. Gets disrupt too. And now Wimp put in a clutch situation. 20 seconds on the clock and another crucial decision being made by Metal. Oh, that's great decision making. They'll get towards the A side. They'll get the spike down.
10
But
seconds left.
Wimp knows. He already started his rotation very quickly. So he'll be here. And for now, both these fights are isolated. So Wimp has a shot at winning this out. He needs to clear dugout though. That's the main position he needs to do. But he does not check the corner, does not go for that angle check. Jay closes the round and Team Metal on the back of the lockdown get their 7th.
Okay, I'm gonna contest you on that matter. I don't think the lockdown helped them at all. In fact, it might have backfired because they pushed True Rippers back for a moment and they didn't capitalize on the space that was created on B. In fact, for a second, they seemed like they weren't even sure if they want to commit to B. They tried to go towards C. They even had the Jet dash in over there, but then instantly she turned back. I guess they were fearing that Wimp's utility is placed over there on C side, so they tried to avoid it. But yeah, eventually DC Rules picked up the pace on B, got that double, and that's what enabled Metal Esports to get the man advantage heading into the A plant. But again, there are ways to pressure all sides of the map, and then there are ways to draw rotations. Metal Esports was doing neither of that. They are able to win the round, but that's a different story. I hope they're able to look more composed and poised going into the next few rounds, because True Rippers can read your nervousness if you showcase even a glimpse of it. And this time, because Metal Esports aren't making all that much noise towards either B or A, True Rippers get curious. But I can assure you, it won't be curiosity that kills the cat. It will be easy.
That's the showstopper down for the round 2. So any hopes of winning the round that you had, maybe on the basis of some crazy shots or maybe on the basis of the showstopper, are
Spike
completely
planted.
down. Wimp being checked for now. He did hit a little bit of the shots, but then Team Metal, they chime in, they get those frags, find themselves in 2v5, disrupt, takes a shot,
One enemy
off
remaining.
and easy. He should be the one to finish the final frag. He is. Techno was able to deny the flawless, but hey, Team Metal, right now the focus should be the number of rounds to not be flawless.
Exactly. They still keep it clean. I think one casualty for a round is a good price to pay. It's a good trade-off. Especially when True Rippers had such a massive lead, and the previous round where they went to towards the B side on the back of the lockdown seemed so shaky. This is Metal Esports getting their composure back again. This is them restabilizing. Can they keep this stability though? True Rippers are known to be a disruptive team, no pun intended, but once they start bringing up the heat, that's when Metal Esports will have to reconsider all their options. So far, they are being given the space. And even though True Rippers tried to play aggro towards B this time, it was mostly just an attempt to check whether Metal Esports are present in the region or not. It wasn't with the intention to push down all the way towards the attacking spawn and wrap around their opponents. When True Rippers start doing that, that's when Metal Esports has cause to worry. But for now, they can just revel in the fact that they are being given breathing space.
The timeout being called here too, because True Rippers, they do want to close it out here and now. They don't want it to be pushed to a third map, the map of Haven. And Metal, they've shown some resilience. At least in their attacking rounds, they showed some composure. They showed that they do also have layers to their attacks and they're not just blindfoldedly attacking a site. So that is something
Yeah.
I do like. The adjustment is there. DC Rules is finally showing up the performance that we do expect from a duelist. Let's see if he's able to close out the map for his team or not. Early destruction of turret. This will definitely
Face your
lead to
fear!
the medal continuously checking their back. They do also have an alarm bot to help them do so. The Nightfall being invested, only one player marked, so Team Medal know that this is a free site to take, and it's a 5v5 retake, but heavily in the favor of Team True Rippers, since they have very round-winning ultimates. Although Kakarot, okay, there we go. I was about to say he has the null command. He delays the usage of his ultimates by a little bit here.
Yeah, but can he delay this retake though? Gazin drops into dugout already. There's two people marking him, but he can get the timing. Kakarot caught napping. Vex, he tries to follow up, but he gets decapitated. DC Rules playing a one and done position of sorts, and now that the ultimates are available again, he pops the showstopper. Misses, but it's still a winnable situation. Metal Esports survived the onslaught of True Rippers and their massive explosive ultimates.
Oh, the ult had to connect on one. It did not. I don't know why he was so quick on pressing that button. He could have taken his sweet time, let the cloudburst completely dissipate off. He got two amazing frags. Are you not aware about players' position? But this should connect. He just put it into a wall. And that's where the trade was not there, and Team Medal, they win a very crucial round, crippling True Rippers in terms of ultimates as well as the economy.
There rose a moment. You don't get to see that from Kazin all that much. But then again, it can be excused. This was a high pressure situation. And speaking of pressure, True Rippers will definitely be feeling it now. Not only is the scoreline equalized, but they find themselves at a man disadvantage.
Placing alarm bot.
Oh, alarm bot instantly broken down. At least this gives all the confirmation bias that Metal Esports need to counter. Kazin.
No charges.
Thinking he can be a hero around the smokes, thinking he can be the glimmer at the end of that darkness, only falls.
Well pressured there. He thought the started step went behind the smoke. He could be pushed in from two different angles. Wanted to peek, wanted to get that frag. Gets nothing at all. Medal, they'll get this seaside for free. Shouldn't be a problem. They should be there round left and right. Let's say True Rippers. The only target here would be to deny the flawless. That's they do that. Alright. They do take out the lurker easy in the process. He was trying to lurk up down B. Gets taken care of. They also do recover a rifle and now have the Rolling Thunder and the knockdown available. One more frag is what they need to put all this to use. Let's see if they're gifted or not. They're not. Kakarot stays tight, gets that frag, and True Rippers. This should be the indication for at least disrupt to save the rifle here.
Oh, he's still keen on fighting. Alright then, let's see if he's rewarded for his efforts. Not at all. DC Rules making a clean transfer. Now that's the DC Rules we wanted to see all this time. And it's Metal Esports this time who are on the uprising. They are the ones who are mounting this comeback. Taking the page out of True Ripper's book. This seems promising.
It does. For the very first time after the first half of Ascent, we see Medal back in lead.
Yeah.
So that's a positive. That's definitely a positive you take from the series. And still they're in contention to win this map at least. DC Rules finally showing up. This time the whip will get suppressed and the one-way not being respected at all from Team Medal. Yes, they met with the smoke, so they'll have to put a hold to their horses. They cannot execute C for now. But they're making sure that they do check every other part of the map. And Jay in the process gets an untradeable frag onto Kaizen.
Recalling my bot.
Well, now that Kazen's out of the picture, it kind of forces True Rippers to spread their defenses thin. Once again, a preemptive lockdown used by True Rippers.
Blinded.
We saw this in Ascent as well, and we see it here once again. It doesn't really help. In fact, it funnels Metal Esports in towards the waiting arms of True Rippers. But this time, it have stacked the correct site, and they slapped them silly with the Rolling Thunder. Everybody thrown back. DC Rules using the Cloudburst as a safety net. He stays alive for a moment, but now Metal Esports have a chance to get back into its site. It's defenseless. They race True Rippers to the site. They get the plant in time. But can they get into post-plant positions? They've got a lockdown of their own. Oh, and this is a very short-fused lockdown. It can be broken if they play their cards right, but the aftershock, it backfires. Disrupt is able to at least capitalize on it once again, and the lockdown will come into fruition, delaying True Rippers and buying MLT Esports some crucial time. Now the pressure's on.
Easy though. He's still sticking around. Godlike with 25 HP. So that will be a matter of concern. But the post-plant positions are great. They need to peek together though.
Player
The
standing.
first peek does not come in. The flash was perfect. Disrupt gets the frag. Godlike
What?
stunned. Great shot from Disrupt. And True Rippers. Those individual duels were gifted and were accepted with open hands from Disrupt.
Yeah, Disrupt basically breaking the crossfires open. First it was with the flashes, especially when the lockdown is planted that close. He thought that he will be able to just chime in and probably break it if he's aggro enough, gets all the kills. The aftershock was thrown not to break the lockdown, but it was basically to flush any players out of that corner. And even after all that, when the MLT Esports lockdown was actually popped, I thought, yeah, maybe True Rippers don't have a chance now. Maybe MLT have done enough to delay them. But then somehow, Godlike just walks back into that fault line even though he wasn't hit by it first. And that seemed a bit dicey to me. But I'm not gonna blame this round to mechanical errors. Hayes in third. This op can be devastating. And MLT Esports for now have done a decent enough job of not feeding into Hayes. Nano
They're
Swarm.
super aware.
Yeah, the Nano Swarm popped by him very early on, which is, I think a bit premature, but then again, I think using Nano Swarms prematurely is much better than using lockdowns prematurely. At least in the previous round, that lockdown funneled MLT Esports into the waiting arms of True Rippers. But this time, MLT Esports not applying pressure anywhere else. They want a death ball onto C.
Oh, the shot misses too. And there's no more supporting utility from Disrupt because he's completely suppressed. They need to duel it out. Disrupt good for one. Good for the second and then the third.
Down. C.
This guy, earlier they used to be a siege in this position. It was missed this time around. And True Rippers Disrupt. He
30
just
seconds
punishes
left.
every player that tried to
One
swing onto
enemy
him.
remaining.
Onto the ace. He wants it. He's been healed up by the sky too. Looking for glory. Looking for the 5-piece. Trying to thread all together. And it's just Jay. He won't be awarded the ace, but at least they're awarded the lead back again. And honestly, I think that's what True Rippers will be happy with now. But then again, that was quite the performance from him. Visually spectacular. Devastating for his opponents. And MLT Esports, this was a very different approach from them too. So this was a very interesting round, regardless of the outcome. Both the sides outdid themselves. Up until now, MLT Esports were doing a decent job of applying pressure throughout the map. Sometimes it would convince True Rippers about their intentions. Sometimes it wouldn't. It would just probably sell a fake.
Get out of my way!
But this time, MLT Esports tried to hit the seaside all by themselves without going anywhere else, without showcasing pressure anywhere else. And it backfired on them because they were met with so much resistance. This might discourage them from trying something similar once more.
Oof. Let's see though. Team Medal waiting for the early utility dump from True Rippers. This time does not happen a lot. There's no control gained from True Rippers this time around, and they're playing retake on C. Do they have some ultimate? I think they're waiting for Disrupt to get one orb and then play with the Rolling Thunder online. But here the hit is on the A side. You have the Killjoy utility to help you have that information. The suppression knife won't tag Wind, so all the nano swarms are still activated. And Disrupt, the fault line gets thrown in from the B side. So Medal need to stop and rethink their choices here. Kaizen still holding the angle, but he's a little bit paranoid for someone walking out B main. Wim hiding behind the tree. No one checks in. Oh, but he whiffs. He whiffs all of his shots. Kaizen is good for one, but Easy and Jay, they're the ones to get those frags. 30 seconds on the clock. This has to be a hit. You don't have time. And Disrupt is 1 kill away from Rolling Thunder. The flank is also coming in. Medal, they are in a very awkward position right now.
And they need to somehow piece it together.
Spike
Are you
planted.
killing Godlike? That's the frontliner down. Disrupt was waiting inside the smoke, hoping to make sure nobody from Metal can go in for the flank. And now that it's been confirmed, they will control them, funnel them in towards this great rotating doorway, and Techno is able to piece it together once more. Traded out by G. Metal Esports are on the back foot, but J once again steps up. DC Rules was blinded over there, but he's able to contribute regardless. And this match is going to be an extravagant affair. What a close setup. Wimp was sitting on a mountain of gold, but he just shoot blanks.
What just happened there? I think the Phantom went out of control. He was not able to control the recoil, and that is exactly the Valorant moment we talk about. You see three, all three have their back turns towards him, and you just cannot shoot a person in the back. That also happens with me. I completely sympathize here with him. But hey, he's the one who literally could have won them the round, but was not able to do so. And True Rippers, they find the scoreline equalized once again. Another slow start to the round. No aggression shown from the side of Team Metal on either part of the map. They're just waiting for players to push in from the side of True Rippers, and this flash, it will give them intel that at least one of the players is still outside a lobby, and the Trailblazer will also only spot either one or two, not more than that. Not enough for True Rippers to make a decision just on the back of that utility.
Once again, all these attempts that Metal Esports are making to sell the fakes, they've been hit or miss so far. You broke it down really well. You really painted a picture of what True Rippers might be thinking right now. But once again, it all boils down to this. Now incoming. Flashes and nightfalls executed.
30 seconds left.
Nanoswarms activated, which keep Metal Esports at bay, but I think that was the intention because they're hitting back the A site. Although True Rippers are falling for this, they just started to rotate away to the C side, but now that Wimp calls that nobody's present, they come back in position. Are they going to be able to make it though? 14 seconds left, and this Rolling Thunder is going to push the planters back. The showstopper blows apart Godlike. The plant is still going through. Jane just about manages to stick it, but at the cost of his life. Aryu doubles up with a nice little spray down. It's all up to him and Godlike. I'm sorry, it's up to him and DC Rules. But True Rippers are able to make these last minute retakes work. Oh, they almost fell for it. The Nightfall invested towards the seaside was actually a great commitment. Who would not capitalize on the back of a Nightfall? So True Rippers almost popped the bait. But then Wimp's last minute call out gave them the information to restack the A site. And they had been saving up that Rolling Thunder for this exact moment. It delays the plant just enough to let Aryu get into the proper position. And then he wins the duel against DC Rules as well, who, by the way, has been feeling himself this entire game. He was somewhat missing in Ascent, but now that he's awake in Lotus, killing him will give you quite a lot of momentum.
Well, look at this, the final round and Medal is broke. The worst time to not have money is exactly right now. And Techno has a Seekers too, so they can really invest a lot of utility early in the round. And if they feel they're not getting information during the mid stages, during the mid round, they can use the Seekers. So True Rippers are really put up for success right now. They should be able to close out this round, but that's an early piece. The door's open and DC Rules, he has snuck through. Techno changes the weapon, gets nothing but disrupt. He's able to find the trade. Jay walking through the nanoswarm gets one. Oh! How does Wimp survive there? He should have been dead. The lockdown to buy some time, but the shots from Disrupt gets the second one and brings Kakarot down to 11 HP.
Not gone through. Wimp looking to capitalize on the timing, but he is just a bit too careful. Jay playing on top over here can be the difference maker, and Kakarot peeks out. No plant needed, they just went on the base of the fights. We're going to overtime.
Oh, that's just unfortunate. Kaizen did a complete 90-degree flick there. Lands the headshot, but Kakarot knew exactly when he had to peek. 11 HP on the guy. And he is the one who helps him win the round. The first overtime, round number 25 of the series. Let's see if it's Team Metal or True Rippers to close this game.
And True Rippers, I must say, they had the right read all throughout. Metal Esports were on the back foot constantly. In fact, they were struggling to even get the plant down. But because in that moment of hesitation where the lockdown bought them some space, JE climbs up on top. And at that point, True Rippers realized it might just be a bit too late. Metal Esports, instead of going in for the plant, just go for the frag wins. And we don't get to see that very often. Frag wins at the last second to force the game into overtime. That is a rare concept. True Rippers this time, after taking A main control, they pivot towards the B side, but they don't have B main, and there's quite a lot of players stacked in over there, so JE is able to kill Kaizen very easily. True Rippers going back to mid A, going back to the original plan where Easy lies in wait, ready to intercept them. Instead of going towards the side directly, they play towards the smokes. This funnels them in and creates a little pocket of space which True Rippers pick for themselves. And with this, the spike one will be possible. No, the fault line doesn't hit Kakarot, but he still misses the shots.
The jump error came into the play and he was not able to land that headshot. And the players got separated because the fault line did hit the second player around.
Yeah.
So, True Rippers, Wim gets another frag. The damage control is just perfect. DC rules though. That's something else to say. Wim swings out the fault line, the ultimate to follow up to. And True Rippers, they did lose the first player, but the pivot into the A side helped them win the round.
And these two rounds are so contrastingly similar, right? It's almost like a juxtaposition. You see what these teams do when time is running out. I mean, in the last round of regulation, Metal Esports were forced to pick up the fights instead of going in for the plant because True Rippers were flooding the site way too soon. This time it's the polar opposite.
Right there.
True Rippers, they tried to hit both the A side and B at the same time, and Metal Esports were caught in the process of rotation, so none of their players were actually in positions where they can stop True Rippers, where they can actually make an impact, and they were just caught in the process of rotating. The indecisiveness gets the better of them. True Rippers this time being very decisive towards C. They fault line the B corridor and they use the rotating doors to get in there. While at the same time they haven't given up C mounts, so this kind of leaves the A lobby to be the only viable place for Metal Esports to decide. And once again, True Rippers are the ones who are forcing Metal Esports to make moves towards A.
They have to commit to the A side now. Because how do they re-clear out C? How do they re-clear out B?
Exactly.
Since so much utility was used, you cannot pivot back to these positions. Or you can if you're able to find a frag. And True Rippers, they're playing it patiently. They're playing it patiently. They know that all these possibilities are still very true because you don't have any information on the extremities. This time you did not push out. And Metal, luckily they find the perfect timing. As soon as the players disengage, they went back out. But Disrupt, he challenges DC rules on the back of the fault line and he gets rewarded. Again, the doors are being used. They do want to pivot into this B side. Godlike blind, but no one to take advantage. Kaizen, only if he spams, only if he shoots the bullet, he does not. He comes out of the smoke. Aryu gets another one, but Godlike put in a 1v2.
Whoa!
Gets the first one to Disrupt. Wim will not fall. Will get the round. And True Rippers, you still need to defuse, but should be comfortable enough to get themselves a 2-0 sweep in the series.
Yeah, and you can see the sigh of relief on Wimp's face. This was indeed quite the match. It made him sweat. Yeah, I can understand. It was a mentally draining game for True Rippers, so he can show that he's tired after this match. He wants to sleep. Oh my goodness. Metal Esports came swinging at them, even though it's a 2-0. Even though True Rippers don't drop any map. The glow on their foreheads, look at that. They were literally sweating. And that's how close this match was. I'm pretty sure that the studio is cold enough and this is just the nervousness, the jitters that True Rippers was put into. Very stoic performance from Metal Esports, refusing to back down in the face of adversity. But eventually they succumb under the pressure and True Rippers find the stability. What a chaotic round that last one was. Both the teams all over the place.
It seemed like True Rippers forgot the fundamental of the game. You don't get those solo peaks. And in a 1v3, the spike goes down. Yes, a frag comes in. In the last 2v1 situation, it could have been the other way around. If Vim did not hit the headshot and he falls, that's overtime back again. in these moments is when you need to keep the composure. I think that's where they fell against Team God's Reign in the upper brackets 2 in split 1. But hey, you'll get time. You'll get time to work on all of these things. And True Rippers, they close this map out 2-0. Sort of expected here. But hey, Medal, they did put up a good fight.
Oh, Medal indeed put up a great fight. For a moment, I thought we might have another overtime on our hands. Maybe even a third map. But True Rippers keep it clean, which is expected of them given their breakout performance in Split 1. And they start off the Split 2 also on a good note. We will break this down, we will break this whole match down with further detail and more analysis on the other side of this break. So stick around if you want to see that.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track,